our guest, Dr. Shilpi Chauhan, founder of Succession Society, our speaker for the today, and founder of Utthan organization, Mr. Utkarsh Singh, as our speaker for today. And all the participants who are here take their time and effort to be here, present here for the event. So today we are here for the session on common mistakes we do in early stages of our career. It's a very important topic for everyone, whether they are starting their career or they are in between their career or whether they are going to pursue something. Some mistakes we all do and we regret later. So, Mr. Utkarsh Singh, our speaker for today, I would like to take a moment and brief about him. Okay. So, sir has a certificate and sir has a degree in biomedical for specific B Pharma. Sir, I would like to take a moment here.
No problem.
Okay. So, Mr. Skarsh Kumar is an industrious person who believes in providing impeccable growth to his organization. He believes in working in innovating people with set of vision, goals, and desire, which are mainly focused on his skills, which he has developed throughout the career. Utilizing his competitive intelligence strategies, management strategies, sales, business development across the various sectors he has already earned experience in. Mainly, he worked in biotechnology, pharma, diagnostic, medical equipments, hospitals and pharmacies, IT, FMCs, ECTs. Currently, he has started his organization, which we are today present all here in Utkarsh. So, he will be creating awareness about multiple topics for the welfare of the people who are in need. So, I'll welcome you, sir. Thank you for being here today and enlightening us with the knowledge. Another special member we have today is Dr. Shilpi Chauhan, founder and president of Saksham Society. Good evening, ma'am. It's an honor to be the host of such a vast and vibrant program. Dr. Shilpi Chauhan is an ambassador of child abuse appointed by LinkedIn, founder and president of Saksham Society, winner of Global Pride Award, Atal Award, International Lady Legend Award, and many, many more in the row. She has published more than 55 research papers, articles on social issues at national and international level. She has published 14 books on education, health, environment, women empowerment, which are available on Amazon Kindle store. She has 10 years of experience of social work. Currently, she has been running her own NGO, a company of sanitary pad named Spot Free, which is doing work for women empowerment. She has been involved in many institutes as guest, motivational speaker, a counselor to deliver sessions among students, academicians. In Corona time, she had made a world record of organizing 750 programs related to awareness and 90 days at national and international level. It's a great achievement to have you here, ma'am. Welcome. So, ma'am, would you like to give us few words? Ma'am, your mic is not audible.
Am I audible now? Am I audible now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So first of all, thank you so much for very nicely introduce me. And first of all, congratulations to all the fan team because this is your first program and the topic is very trendy and need of the hour. And um, in my opinion, the common mistakes to choose the career is lot. There are lots of mistakes, and besides the ignoring networking and staying uh, in your comfort zone and falling to adapt anything which is barrier and poor communication skills, ignoring feedback, neglecting personal branding, job hopping without purpose, and lack of continuous learning. There are lots of things which is make the personality, and we have no idea what is the problem is going on to choose the career. So this is a very good topic to discuss here, and I wish to organize this type of awareness program in college schools also, because this is a very trendy and need of the hour topic. So before not, I don't want to take the too much time, and I would like to invite our speakers to continue the session. And congratulations to all once again. Thank you.
Thank you, Shilpi ma'am, for enlightening us with such words. Over to you, Mr. Skash, sir, founder of Utthan organization. I would not take much time of yours. This session is all your to enlighten us, please, with your knowledge.
So thank you for such a nice introduction, all of you. And I thank you so much for bearing with me. And I hope you will bear with me for the next another 50 more minutes. So I hope English as a choice of language is okay for all of you, or should I communicate in English as well as Hindi, a mixture of both? So मेरा पूछना ये था, इंग्लिश सभी लोगों के लिए ठीक रहेगा या फिर इंग्लिश और हिंदी दोनों का मिक्सचर मेरे को बोलना चाहिए? All right, so I'll start with English, and if required, I'll try to make a mixture of English as well as Hindi, both the languages. So let us see what is career. Basically, career is something that we call as getting a secure job, or some people say that doing something by which they start to earn money, or you start to earn money and you secure yourself both financially as well as in all the manners. So basically, if we define career, it is a very tough job to such, because career is a set of things that you do, but it is not only the set of things that you do, it is the way how you grow or how you progress throughout your life. It is a simple flowchart in which you will grow from the starting level to the top level. So the better it is, the better there are chances for you to reach to the top level. And by being at the top level, it does not mean that you have to be the CEO or you have to be the president of a particular organization. So by saying that you have to reach to the top level means you have to become one of the most effective person in the organization. So there are so many things which are involved for a successful career. So let us see the common types of mistakes we do when we start our career. So the mistakes that we do, they start from the first step when we plan the career. Then after planning, there are some mistakes that we do when we just resume our early phases of career. And after that, we do commit so many mistakes when we are during the first 10 years of our experience, or when we are in our first 10 years of our job profile. There are some mistakes that we commit, and there are some financial mistakes that we commit for our life around. So I am trying to make it very simple, very short, very concise, so that we will be able to finish it off in next 20-25 minutes, and we will be having another 15-20 minutes for an open discussion. What I want is to have an open discussion, because I believe in two-way communication, not in a one-way communication. So still in case if you want, anybody of you is having any particular doubt, you may stop me and ask me whatever and whenever you may feel. So what are the common career mistakes? The first and the foremost career mistake we do is selecting wrong career goals. So let us say, for example, I am a person who is very enthusiastic to travel, but I choose a clerical job. That is the worst selection of my career goal. Because as a clerk, I'll not be entitled to travel too much, and I will have to stay in the office. And as the time will pass by, I will not love my job. So it is said that love your job, and to love your job, you should select the right career. So what we do is, why this we can say the problem or the mistake of selecting wrong career occurs. What happens is, let us say for example, I'm a person X who has just now met with another person whose name is Y. I see Mr. Y, he is very passionate for his job. He loves his job very much, and he has been a successful person, just like everybody else, or just like any common person, just like a layman. I would also be impressed with what Mr. Y is doing, and I would also like to pursue, like to know what he does for a living, and I would also like to pursue what my Mr. Y is doing for his living. So what happens here is, I did not see into it whether I love that particular job or not, but I, because somebody else loved that job, he did it perfectly, and he did it very right, and he is now a very successful person in what he is doing right now. I also started following it, but as soon as I got into it, I came to know this job is not my cup of tea. But unfortunately, since I have started, and I don't have any time to look back at it now, so I can't come out of it. But what I will do is, I will keep on doing it and keep on saying cussing words to the management. I'll keep on saying wrong words to each and everybody else. I'll not see this was not the job that I love. I will never say that, because my bread and butter comes from this job. But I will always try to put the blame on somebody else. So this is the first and foremost mistake we do. If I am good at mathematics, I should go and take a job in which a lot of mathematics is used. If I love to travel, I should go and take some job in which a lot of traveling is involved. If I love to teach, I should go and do a job that involves a lot of teaching methodology. If I love to travel as well as teach both, then I should go for a job that involves both teaching as well as traveling. So let us not forget one important thing. Every individual is different. Every individual has their own different style of looking at the things. Every individual has their own set of objectives. Every individual have their own problems. Every individual has uh, their own set of working. Every individual has their own style of working. So what has worked for me may not work for you, and what may have worked for both of us, it may not work for a third person. So every just like same way, like everybody cannot be a money, in the same manner, everybody cannot do the same job. So whenever you are starting your career, don't forget, you start your career with a right path. Starting and selecting wrong career is a blunder in itself. Now, let us say, for example, we have started our career with a very positive note. Uh, I started my career, let us say, for example, in a very positive note. I started working for an organization which works in the same way that I always wanted to work. I would love, definitely. But let us say, for example, I keep on doing the same thing right from the day one of joining into my organization and year five of my being into the organization. If I'm doing one and the same thing, that means I am not improving at all. I will see that there are so many people, those who are coming, doing things differently. They're getting promoted, and I am being neglected. So, the second most important thing, which is the need of the hour these days, as the technology is growing, is enhancing the skill set. As the world is growing, as the technology is growing, you should always start enhancing your skill set. So, let us say, for example, if I landed into my dream job based on a particular set of skill set that I have, so I will be able to clutch onto it unless and until the skill set does not keep changing over the time. But the way the things have been changing, the way the technology has been changing over the years, we need to upgrade ourselves. Let us take the example of a computer science engineer. When he completes his BTech, he studies only 2 or 3. languages, programming languages in his class. And if he does not upgrade himself with the remaining of the programming languages, he will become a worthless person or a jobless person in next 3 to 5 years. So the way the technologies keep on advancing, they will have to upgrade themselves. So by upgrading themselves, you need to enhance the skill set that you are having. And once you keep on enhancing your skill set, then you increase your value for the organization. And if you have your value increasing for the organization day by day, you become important for the organization. Once you become important for the organization, you slowly and steadily climb to the ladder of the success. Now, let us say, for example, if you have joined a particular job and that was a job your parents recommended for you or your friends recommended for you, but you don't love it. If you don't love your job, then switch, find a job that you love and switch on to it. See, there is a simple difference, slight difference between loving your job and loving your company. Loving your job is a different thing, loving your company is a different thing. So I'm not saying that you should not love your company. You should love your company, but you should love your job more. If you love your job more and if you're passionate about it, then you can spend your years and life throughout it. And in case if you are not passionate about the job that you are doing right now, time will come very soon when you will get frustrated. And once you start getting frustrated, you will start to show your frustration onto others. And once you start doing that, you will not last in that job for a very long period of time. So if you are stuck in an impassionate job for long, you should always quit and find a better job for you. The job that suits your skill set, the job that suits your personality, the job that you would love to do. And let us say, for example, you have selected a wrong career goal or right career goal, or you are in an impassionate job and somehow you have survived. But you have a problem. Somehow you have survived and you have been promoted, but you have a problem. You don't delegate your job. That you don't delegate your job to the responsible people. Then that is also a problem. So there are very high chances. Either you will be responsible for the entire work and your subordinates will break free. They will enjoy the free will. Or you will be known as the worst boss. So always delegate only what is required. Always delegate whatever is most suited to be completed by your subordinates. Something which we call as excess delegation and non-delegation, they should be avoided. If you don't delegate anything, if you keep each and every simple job to yourself, definitely your subordinates will enjoy it. They will love you as a boss. They will love you as a human being because they don't have anything to do. They're getting their salary for free. And you will be like a machine working for the organization right from the time you leave the office. And for some people, they may be carrying some of their office work to their home as well. So that will eat up their personal lives as well. So there may be some people, those who are not delegating at all, they are doing the work that their subordinates are supposed to do in their office, and when they are coming back from office, then they will do whatever job they are supposed to do while being at home. So this is a complete sign of failure. Always delegate the right thing to the right people. Never hesitate from doing that, because that will also enable your juniors and your subordinates to learn new things, and that way you can also plan succession planning, because you will also be able to identify which all of your subordinates, they are good at doing something. So always focus on delegation. I personally know some people, those who are so, what we can say, obsessed with non-delegation of the task, that people, despite being a president, or we can say director in an organization, he has to sign each and every single file, and something that his subordinates could have done, he could have enjoyed. But since people try to keep all the powers concentrated in their hand, they feel under so much of huge pressure, and they don't delegate the task, and they create wrong environment in the office. Coming to interpersonal mistakes, there are so many interpersonal mistakes that people do on a daily basis. So first one is being a lone wolf. So wolves always hunt in packs, right? So they always hunt in groups. But if a person is a lone wolf, what will happen? It will be very difficult for that person to survive. So being too conservative and non-interactive with family, friends, and colleagues, it eventually converts a person into a lone wolf. So that person, he will have to carry his life all alone, all throughout his life. So I humble suggestion, don't be a lone wolf. There are some people who prioritize money. I know money is a big priority, a huge priority, but it should not come as a first priority. Excessive prioritizing over money, or when we have to choose, or when we have to give priority between money and people. So people should be the first choice. When you prioritize more on money, what will happen is it creates a bad aura around you, and slowly and steadily you will see whatever friends you are having around you, they are moving away from you, because they feel that you are growing this negative aura, and you are so obsessed about money, they'll start leaving you. And there one day will come when you will be without friends, and without people those who are able trying to support you. The only people that you will be having around you will be the selfish people, who will be trying to take out some pie from your wealth. But the moment they will feel your wealth is going down, they will also leave. Third and most important and most common mistake that the people do after entering into a job itself is abandoning networking. Till the time when we are into a college, we do so excellent network. We are very well connected with our friends, we are very well connected with our seniors, we are very well connected with our super seniors, juniors, super juniors. In the college we are very well connected, but the moment we land into a job, and especially I would like to reiterate, the moment we enter into a job that matters a lot for us, or the job that we considered as a very good job for us, the moment that we enter into that type of a job, we usually forget about the network that we created. We usually forget the people, those who stood by us during our good times as well as bad times. And we keep our network at to one side, and we focus only on what is we can say my job responsibilities are. We will focus only on this. Trust me, this is the first setback that a person suffers from, because networking is very important. By the use of networking, you can make a huge uphill task cut down into very small one. So the network can do very big things. They can make it very simple for you. Not only this, if you suffer from any kind of problem, your network will always be there to support you. So network is very important, whether it is into job, or whether it is into business. If you are self-employed, your network of your channel partners, they are also very important. If you abandon your channel partners, if you don't take care of your channel partners very well, trust me, it marks the starting of your decline, because as an organization you will start to decline. Same way, the moment you start to neglect your personal network, it will mark the decline of your decline of you as a person. And fourth and important point is neglected relations. Job is important. I understand. Job is important. Everybody has to justify their existence in the organization. Everybody has their own KRAs and KPIs. KRAs, key result areas, KPIs are key performance indicators. So everybody has got their own KRAs, KPIs, and they have to justify their KRAs and KPIs. But it should not come at the cost of neglecting relations. We, as human beings, have been neglecting our relationships, very key relationships, like relationships with parents, relationships with our spouse, relationship with our siblings, relationships with our other family members, cousins, etc. So we should never neglect these relations, because office and people in the office, they don't respect you. They respect the chair that you are sitting on. The moment you are out of that chair and somebody else has taken that chair, they won't be there to support you. The only people, those who will be there to support you, will be your family people, your own people. So never ignore these people. It is very, very important. Never ignore these people. So you should never ignore relations. And in case if you have any kind of sore relations with any of your people, like your parents, your spouse, your siblings, you should automatically try to improve them, because they will be the only people at hard times, at tough times. These people only will be standing by your side. Now, the next category of mistakes that people are making these days, these are future planning mistakes. So, some people, when they are in college, they go for a placement interview. They just sit for all the different kinds of interviews that are there, and they also get hired, but they don't have any objective in their career. If you speak to 90% of the people in whatever organization you work for, you can ask people around you. 90% of the people, they don't have any objective. They will say, I just want to earn money. Some person will say, I just want to earn fame. To become famous is one objective, to earn money is a second objective. There is no other objective people are having. I'm speaking by people, saying about 90% of the people. They are having only two objectives. Either I want to earn money, or I want to earn fame. Unfortunately, this should never be the objective of your career. Because if you want to earn money, the moment you start to climb your career, money will follow. If you want to earn fame, if you do good, you'll become famous. There is no doubt in that. So don't go with these two objectives. The objective should be clear. In 5 years, I want to be a president of an organization. In 5 years, I want to be the CEO. In 5 years, I want to be the marketing manager. In 5 years, I want to be the sales director. What you do, you should do whatever it is required to achieve that particular position that you want to be at. Money and fame, they will automatically come. So 90% of the people, if we speak to 90% of the people, they will say, my objective is to earn money. My objective is to be famous. These two are objectives. Without studying also you can be famous, provided you should be excellent at what you do. So focus on excellence, not being on famous. And if you are excellent, somebody will find you someday or the other day. They'll pay you whatever you want. So have a clear objective in your career, what you want to do. Second important thing is wasting of. You can see there are so many people, those who keep on wasting their time, and that time could have been wasted in the form of we can say some people playing video games, some people wasting too much of time on social media, chatting,
हम्म
and talking
हम्म
over the phone over to girlfriends, although these are their personal
कुछ नहीं
matters.
है.
But we should
तू कहाँ पर है?
try to waste
तेरे से
as
करवाऊँ?
little
आवाज
time
सुन
as
रहा
we
पीछे
can,
बैकग्राउंड की
because time is the only resource
मीटिंग?
that can't be called back or bought in
तुरंत
more
कैसे करवा
quantities.
दूँ
You
यार,
can't
एक
buy
रुपया नहीं
more
पड़ा
time.
है वो.
Whatever is
ट्यूसडे को
gone,
आएंगे मेरे
it
पास
is
पैसे.
gone. You can't bring it back. And time is the only resource
मैं कोशिश
which,
करता भाई.
if goes out of your hand, you will always feel guilty. If you waste time, you're killing the opportunities you could have utilized during the time wasted for you. And not only this, if you're wasting your time, then there are very high chances you will be having poor health. Poor health, not only you will suffer in the form of health, but in the form of money also you will suffer, because you will have to undergo different types of treatments. So wastage of time is another serious mistake that each and every one of us does. Third and most important mistake is passive attitude. What we call in Hindi as chalta attitude. Nahi chalega bas. So once we start the position that we also always thought of starting with our career with, and we have a passive attitude. Promotion, oh, it happens once in a year. No, it will happen for me automatically. I don't have to go and fight for it. Wrong. If you feel that you deserve a promotion, you should go and speak to your boss, your HR. They will give you. If you want a hike, go and speak with your boss, HR, and everything. You will get something. At least demand. Only the crying baby gets the milk. At least you should demand. So, if you will think that appraisal time is 1 year more, means there is still 1 year for appraisal time, and speak during that time. Everybody is going to speak during that time, and by the time that time will come, already your bosses, your HR, or your finance team, they must have made already a list how much increment is going to go to which person. So by the time you'll go and ask them, you are not doing a favor to them. You are simply doing a disservice to them. So don't do this mistake. If you want anything, be clear. Ask your management. Go to your management and ask them. At least the maximum thing is, the most negative thing is, they can say no. You will get on some certain time, but next time when the particular time will come for your appraisal, they will keep this in mind that you had asked for something, and if you have performed well, your demand would be taken care of. But if you keep everything within your head, things are gone, boss. You won't even get what you deserve. You will get what others think you deserve. So passive attitude is one very important thing, one very big mistake that people are doing. Now, coming to common financial mistakes. As a person, I may also have committed these mistakes, and have also committed these mistakes. The most common mistakes that we do during early careers are buying depreciating asset. So, what is depreciating asset, by the way? Depreciating asset is an asset whose value keeps on decreasing. So, its value is highest when we purchase these assets, and over the time, the value of these items keeps on decreasing. So, biggest example of a depreciating asset is a car or a bike. It is a luxury that we can live without. So these days, at least in India, we have developed so far that we have good number of taxis, good number of vehicles in each and every single town and district. So cars and bikes are a luxury that we may live without. But still, the first thing that the young generation does these days is to buy a depreciating asset, and most probably they will buy a car. Just remember, when you buy a car or a new bike, you have to pay more than the original cost, because you have to pay the interest amount. You have to pay for the fuel cost, and you also have to pay for the maintenance. maintenance cost. Besides this, when you are moving on the road, you also have to pay for the parking cost. So this is something for means you are paying so many things for something whose value is decreasing over the time. Had you invested the same amount in purchasing a land or plot or a residential apartment, you could have started living there, or the value of that particular item increases over the time gradually. So whatever you are paying, its value, your money is accumulating. So don't fall prey to the buying depreciating asset scam. Second scam is credit card scam. The moment we become financially stable or financially secure, we start investing into credit cards. We take too many credit cards. So when we become entangled into credit cards, our purchases, we do not restrict ourselves from purchasing something which is out of our pocket, which something which we can't afford, because credit card is there, we'll pay from the credit card. But by the day when the credit card bills start to come, then we start to realize that in the end we have paid 3 to 4 times the money that we actually utilized from the credit card because we have become a spendthrift. So credit card is something that we should avoid. Third important thing is zero pension planning. It is something that a mistake that I did myself also. So whenever it comes to pension, and people used to postpone it for future, that saying that I don't have budget this year, I'll purchase it next year. It is a bad idea. Always plan for your pension planning from the early year, because the cost of securing a pension plan during your early days is less, and you can accumulate more wealth. Whereas if you want to accumulate this in the final days of your career, you will be having many difficulties, because you will not be having time. And in case if you invest, let us say for example 15 lakh rupees, the maximum potential for that is to become 45 lakh rupees. But had you invested it earlier, it could have become 1 crore rupees. So pension begin right from the day one you start your career. And last and most important, zero health insurance and life insurance. Most of us remain on health insurance and life insurances which are provided to us by our employers when we don't know for how long we will be employed, especially for those people who are working in a private sector job. And they don't know that for how many years they are going to be employed by their employer. How can you, we can say, focus on how can you rely on the health insurance or life insurance that has been provided to you by your employer? God forbid anything happens to you or any member of your family, you will have to, or your family will have to drain all the wealth that you accumulated over all these years just for a stupid thing that you did. Think of it. I'm not an insurance agent, but yes, this is a common mistake that most of us people do. So that is all from my side today. If any of you is having any doubts, I am free, I am available. You please feel free to ask.
Thank you, Utkarsh sir, for such an enlightening, elaborative session on common mistakes we do. And you covered each and every aspect of the session or the part we do as a common mistake. It was very practical and very nice session. I would like to invite any of the participants, if you have any query, any question, you can unmute yourself and ask sir directly.
I'll be more than happy to answer if anybody wants to ask me anything. So let us wait for another 2 minutes. So if you want, you can also send your questions in the chat box.
Attention all the participants, feedback form for the session has been shared in the chat box. चैट बॉक्स में सेशन का फीडबैक फॉर्म शेयर कर दिया गया है. आप सब फीडबैक फॉर्म पर जाकर अपने फीडबैक्स दे सकते हैं रिगार्डिंग दिस सेशन और अपने सर्टिफिकेट्स के लिए एनरोल कर सकते हैं. सर्टिफिकेट का एज कोई फीस नहीं है, बट ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का एक डोनेशन फी है जो आप पे कर सकते हैं. दैट इज ऑप्शनल अगर आप सर्टिफिकेट लेना चाहते हैं तो. एंड फॉर अनदर सेशन एंड फॉर मोर सेशंस आप क्या रिक्वायरमेंट है आपकी, कैसे सेशंस आप चाहते हैं, एनी टॉपिक आप सजेस्ट करना चाहते हैं तो फीडबैक फॉर्म में आप मेंशन कर सकते हैं. एंड पेमेंट की सारी डिटेल्स फीडबैक फॉर्म में ऑलरेडी मेंशन्ड है, तो प्लीज एवरीवन गो चेक इन चैट बॉक्स. एंड एनी क्वेश्चंस यू हैव आप चैट बॉक्स में ड्रॉप कर सकते हैं, सर उन्हें बाद में भी आंसर कर देंगे. So thank you, Sir, for such an elaborative session on career mistakes and everything we do, from choosing a career to creating an environment, from financial mistakes we do. Everything you have covered in such a short time. It was an excellent session. We look forward to have more sessions from you. And anyone from the participants who are willing to ask, we call again. Please unmute yourself and ask Sir directly. We'll be concluding in next 3 to 4 minutes. As thank you, Shilpi ma'am, if you are present in the session, for being there and making all of us come together for such a session. And Utkarsh sir, I guess no participants have any questions for today's session.
All right, ma'am. I would now thank each and everyone for their valuable time. I know that it was a Sunday and everybody took out their time from their personal schedules today. So it was so thrilling to have each and every one of you here. So if you want, ma'am, you may conclude the session now.
Okay. I thank you, sir, from my side, from all the participants who are present here today for the session. And I thank Shilpi ma'am and everyone who had made effort for such a session. And thank you all the participants from being here to listening very peacefully, understanding each and everything sir has to convey during the session. And we look forward to more and more sessions in future from sir and from Utthan organization itself. Thank you, sir, for joining today. Because sir, I would conclude this session.
Thank you, ma'am. So we may disconnect now.
Yes, sir, we can disconnect. All the participants are already leaving.